Now, Rod, this seems to be the one where, if I get the drift of where you'd like to go with it, is that Mr. Nelson, had he voted on his own candidacy, stood to derive a special interest and to receive or secure a special privilege, and therefore had the duty to abstain from voting.
Correct.
So that by abstaining from voting, Mr. Nelson voided.
He avoided violating
Violating
043.
Or to say, did not.
Did not. And therefore did not violate.
I think actually he's
Yeah.
Did not obtain.
This is where you merge a special interest and a special privilege. Kind of, they're both.
You know, I have to say, reading the law, or reading the code, I'm not sure if I read it literally that if he voted on it, he would have been violating it. Unfortunately, I think the code is poorly written.
That he probably wouldn't have been violating it.
Well, I think it'd be. I think everybody would have viewed it as an ethical violation had he voted on his own candidacy.
And that's what we're
But
deciding.
I'm not saying it's actually against the law, the way the code is written.
Boy, I would take exception with that. I mean, 043 says he can't use his position to secure a special privilege. If he'd have voted for himself, he'd have gotten two privileges.
But I'm drawing this, splitting a hair between the word special privilege and private interest. If the word, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't have any definition of special privilege, but the truth of the matter is I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, you don't even vote for yourself to be school monitor, hall monitor in schools.
No, I'm saying, common sense and custom dictate that would have been an inappropriate thing to do, but I don't think it's written that way.
Suzanne, do you have any ability to read back what number 3 was?
This last one you've just done.
Yes.
I didn't want to get all of it down verbatim, but you did say, it was said that by abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson did not obtain a special privilege and therefore did not violate section 043. That's all I got. Whether that was incomplete.
You got it pretty close by abstaining from voting.
And he didn't violate
Yeah.
the first one either, which
Yeah.
was the private interest, which would have been financial.
Right. So by abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson.
I just think you say he didn't violate the code of ethics.
Violate. I think you cite that. The one you just did.
Or put another way, is that in abstaining of voting, he did not breach any of the any sections of the code, not just those two.
Okay. How about this? I'm trying to get it out of the negative into the positive. By abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson avoided using his position to secure special privilege or to promote or to derive private interest.
Okay. Means the same.
Yeah, just stated in the positive.
Sorry.
By abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson avoided using his position to secure special privileges or to derive or to gain derive a private interest, or gain a private interest. Gain a private interest. Somehow gain a private interest.
Derive is maybe better.
Derive, yeah, and the language in the...
It's derive under definition.
Yeah, what, just derive, let's use that, derive a private interest. Use the language.
Is that a motion?
By abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson avoided using his position to secure special privileges or derive a private interest.
I'll second.
Well, you're not actually deriving a private interest.
What'd you say?
Well, the private is, I mean, it's any interest from which public official will derive a monetary gain.
Mm-hmm.
You're not deriving something that's deriving something else.
How about strike the word derive and secure private interest? Obtain. How about obtain?
Obtain.
Oh, I just say he wasn't voting on a private interest, a matter of private interest.
Okay, Rod, you take over, boy. you move so quickly on me, so sideways, I can't do it.
I think the word obtain is okay instead of
Obtain.
derive.
But private interest is not a benefit. Private interest is a matter of which...
Private interest means any interest from which an elected official will derive direct monetary gain or suffer direct monetary loss.
So he did not obtain a private. He did not obtain a private interest.
He did not obtain a private interest.
Yeah.
It's a weird phrase, I agree, but that's the statutory phrase, or the ordinances.
Different here than they do in Australia.
Yeah, no, I know. But it is, but again, I'm just struggling with the use of language. I think it just didn't vote on a matter of private interest.
Well, we've already, in the first part of this sentence, we've said, by abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson avoided using his position to secure special privileges
Or vote on a private interest. Matter of private. Vote on a matter of private interest.
You've already said, you've already got that.
or break it down. Sister Nunziata made me do this in third grade. By abstaining from voting on his own candidacy, Mr. Nelson avoided using his position to gain special privileges or he avoided deriving
Or the appearance of
a public interest. I mean, a private
Obtaining.
interest. Obtaining a private
Obtaining
interest.
a private interest.
Obtaining a private interest.
Not voting, not obtaining.
Securing special privileges or obtaining private interests.
I don't like the grammar, but I can live with it.
I don't like it either. I agree with you. So, I move
Second.
that we adopt.
Is this on the,
This is on the most recent one, I'm not sure.
One, just one by one. Abstaining from
further
voting on his own
discussion?
candidacy, yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm following you.
Oh, that's the same.
What's that?
doesn't that conclude?
I think it could. I just wanted to make certain there wasn't one more than a word.
That'll be in the letter of the county council.
Exactly.
We can have a little more volume here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. We
All
just
right.
catch all the witty there.
You're not missing much.
Well, it seems like that takes care of it.
So it seems that those pieces are put together, that includes what we have.
I guess I would like you to read over the findings again to see if we covered
Oh,
everything.
we voted on the findings.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I'll go back, I'll give them to you again.
All I have is 1, 2, 3,
Could
4,
I
5.
offer one more conclusion, though? Just so that there is no question that we haven't covered all the bases. A simple declarative statement. Mr. Nelson did not violate Whatcom County's Code of Ethics.
Comfortable with that?
Is there a second?
One second.
You second. Any discussion?
Your exact wording was it?
Mr. Nelson did not violate the Whatcom County Code of Ethics.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?